Alrighty, let's get this started. Welcome everyone to the Ohio Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Chelsea and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This presentation is being recorded as well as the other sessions and will be available at strivescan.com/Ohio. Without further ado, I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter, and that will be the University of Akron.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chris, and I proudly serve as a Senior Assistant Director at the Office of Admissions at the University of Akron, but I'm also a proud two-time grad from UA, so I'm telling you from my personal experience about how amazing the University of Akron is. Just want to take some time to share some of the top key points about UA. So some of the top reasons why students choose the University of Akron is because of our dynamic student population. We proudly serve over 18,000 students, but carry an 18-to-1 faculty-student ratio. So about 93% of your classes are 50 students or less, about 73% of your classes are 30 students or less. So still getting some amazing one-on-one time with your professors. Also have over 200 different majors to choose from. So whatever your dream is, we have the degree to get you to your dream job. No matter what program you go into, we want you to do something outside the classroom, so have amazing opportunities for real-world experience, whether that's co-ops, internships, student teaching, clinical rotations, research experiences, just a wide range of offerings there for you too. Also have a very beautiful campus, more than 80 buildings on 218 acres, but it's still a very compact campus. Would take you only a few minutes to get anywhere on campus, very walkable. And we also have a nationally ranked rec center. It's been highest number 4th in the nation for an ecology university. Has an indoor rock wall, lazy river, whirlpool, Olympic-sized swimming pool, card equipment, 4 basketball courts, indoor track, and weights to use too. Also have over 340 different clubs and student organizations for you to meet a bunch of cool people on campus and meet some friends, including our marching band. You do not have to be a music major to join the band, but you do receive a $1,000 scholarship for doing so. We have fraternities and sororities, intramural sports, club sports, esports even. So if you love playing Warzone, that's what I'm going to be doing after we get done with this session. So find me on there and join our esports program. We are Division I, part of the Mid-American Conference. Every home sporting event is free for students to go to. So if you love cheering on your football team or basketball team or our national title winning men's soccer team, that's always a good time. You see the jersey framed on my wall there from our men's soccer team that won a title in 2010. And then the Akron area is just a great advantage for our students as well. So finding those co-ops or internships, there's so many of those opportunities right in our backyard. Downtown is just about a 5-minute walk from campus. Also can enjoy the nightlife there. The Akron Rubber Ducks, the minor league baseball team for Cleveland. The Akron Art Museum, which is free for students to go to. A bunch of great restaurants, including Lockview, which is my favorite spot, gourmet grilled cheese. With living on campus, we have a few different styles of residence halls for you to select from. Your more traditional style with the bathroom in the hallway, private bathroom, and a full apartment complex. It doesn't matter which style that you select, and you actually get to pick the exact room and roommate that you're going to have going into your freshman year at the university. There is a first year live on requirement, but after that, you can move off campus, live in a fraternity sorority house, or anything in between. We also just reduced our rates by about 30% beginning this fall and are carrying that forward next year as well. You can check out uakron.edu/reslife for video tours and 360-degree videos of all of our various residence halls. Now with your dining options, I know you're gonna be hungry at some point. Check out all those great locations on campus. We have 3 different Starbucks on campus, 2 Chick-fil-A, Qdoba, Panda Express, Annie M Pretzels, and an Einstein's. And yes, all those places do take your meal plan. There's also Rob's Cafe, which is a buffet kind of cafeteria style, what you would experience at most universities. Now, I know you're excited to come to the University of Akron, so make sure that you submit your application. We do have our own on the website. It'll take you about 10 minutes to do. There's no essay. We also accept that Common App. We'll just need your high school transcript sent from your counselor. You can see there we are test optional. So if you haven't had the opportunity to take either test of the ACT or SAT, or just aren't happy with your scores, you can still receive full admission and scholarship consideration as a test optional student. We are also automatically waiving that $50 application fee if you apply before January 1st. So fill out those apps this week. After you apply, submit those materials. Within 24 hours, you will receive your acceptance email and your acceptance packet in the mail a couple weeks after that. And then you'll want to confirm your enrollment so you can join the ZIPS family and do your next enrollment steps. Separate from applying to main campus is applying to our Williams Honors College. Their historical preferred criteria is a 3.5 and a 27. They are also test optional this year. If you don't have that test score, you can still apply. You do get an extra scholarship and some other amazing perks, so apply before their deadline of January 4th. We offer a lot of money to our students, so make sure when you apply, you know that you are automatically applying to for our presidential scholarship. That begins at a 3.0 GPA. So if you have a 3.0, you're being accepted and I'm giving you money. The higher your GPA, more money we're going to give you. We also have additional scholarships to apply for, and you can see we accept multiple forms of alternative credit if you've done AP or CCP or IB examinations. Gives you a quick snapshot of the current price to attend the University of Akron, just under $12,000 for the year for your tuition and fees. That does include your parking pass. As an incoming freshman, you are allowed to have a car on campus, and you're parking right out main campus, right outside your residence hall. If you're more local, you're parking in the same spots as juniors and seniors. You don't have to park 20 minutes off campus at the football stadium and then ride a shuttle over. But you do have free access to our Route Express, which is the shuttle service, and free access to the city metro bus, so you can get around town without a car if you don't have one. You can see those meal plan rates and those housing rates will vary depending on what style you select. So more information, of course, is on our homepage. We do have plenty of opportunities to visit campus. We have some virtual sessions. I know you're tired of those, but check all those out. There are academic specific ones and financial aid help nights that are virtual. We also have in-person financial aid days. We have in-person visits. So check out uakron.edu/visit for all those opportunities. And if you have any questions about life or the University of Akron, do not hesitate to reach out to our office. There is my direct phone number, 972-8433, or my email, cms107@uakron.edu. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have about the university. With that, go Zips.
Wonderful. Thank you. All right, next up we have Pacific University, Oregon.
Perfect. Well, we are going to jump out to the West Coast. As our name implies, Pacific University is out in the state of Oregon. And my name is Derek Nagley. I will be your admissions counselor when you apply to Pacific. So today I'm going to take just a little bit of time to give you a very quick overview of Pacific, who we are, what we have to offer out here in the Pacific Northwest, and then hopefully get you excited to come and learn a little bit more about becoming a boxer. So Pacific itself, we're located in Forest Grove, Oregon, which is about 30 minutes outside of Portland. So you're able to fly into Portland International Airport and actually take mass transportation all the way out to our campus. So we're still part of Portland Metro. We're able to connect in there, be close to places like Nike, Intel, Xerox, Columbia, and other really big name companies right near our campus in what's called the Silicon Forest. But that other forest that you see behind me is the other amazing part of the Pacific Northwest. And from our campus, you can be hiking in the Tillamook National Forest, which is these mountains behind me, over 1,500 miles of hiking trail within about 15 minutes of campus. You can be out sitting on the Oregon coast in an hour or up skiing on Mount Hood in about 2. So you're able to experience all those wonderful things about the Pacific Northwest and yet still be close to the city and have those connections as a student to all those companies and businesses that are going to be available to you. And at Pacific, when you apply, you are applying to Pacific, not to a specific program. You don't have to apply into an honors college or for separate applications, but we use the common application for you to apply to all 75 different programs we have at Pacific. And at Pacific, we are best known for things like the health professions, pre-physical therapy, pre-optometry, pre-med, but we also have nationally and regionally ranked creative writing, education, and business programs, as well as our brand new sports management and sports communications degrees. So you're going to be able to find any of those different programs in our liberal arts education. But as I mentioned earlier, you don't have to apply into separate programs because we treat all students who come to Pacific as if they're in an honor style college. With about 1,900 undergraduate students, your average class size is only 20 students. 19 is what you're going to be finding in most of your upper division. Your big lecture hall is going to be sitting about 60. That's as big as they get. So at Pacific, all of our classes are taught by full professors, and they're going to know your name, they're going to know where you're from, and they're going to call on you in class. So you get this top tier education, and at Pacific, you get it in 4 years. We give our students a 4-year guarantee that you will be in and out of Pacific in 4 years. And that's our guarantee to our students that they're able to get this very strong education, be able to get it in 4 years, but most importantly, be able to get a job or go on to graduate school right afterwards. And to help with that, we want our students to build up that resume while they're at Pacific. So as the top private research university in the Pacific Northwest, we start our job shadowing research and internships freshman to sophomore year, not waiting till you're a senior, so that you have multiple years to build up that resume, to build up the classes and the real life experience to take out into the working world and be able to get amazing opportunities for jobs and for graduate schools right after you graduate. And as you can see, 93% of our students are on that track for graduation, for a job, or for going into an interview within 6 months of graduation, which we're very, very proud of for our students this last year. But we also know our students need a break. And at Pacific, we want to encourage you to try all those things that you have a passion for, whether that's joining some of our 70 different clubs and organizations, ranging from student government to our Hawaii club right here on campus, where we host the largest student-run luau anywhere on the mainland US. Or maybe that means joining our performing arts and acting in a play, whether you want to major in that or you just want to be part of the club, or playing in our 24 varsity, 28 intramural, or 10 club sports. And the varsity level, we play in the Pacific Northwest Division III Conference against an amazing group of students. And so about a third of our students are varsity athletes. So you're going to see a lot of crossover at Pacific, where students do 2 or 3 different things rather than picking just one thing at that school. You actually get to build up all of those passions and identities you have while you're here at Pacific. But we also want you to take what you're learning in the real world or in the classroom out into the real world. And to do that, we want you to do that with the solving problems, whether that's through our outdoor pursuits office, taking trips into the Pacific Northwest, learning how to surf on the Oregon coast or ski on Mount Hood. Maybe that means studying abroad in over 27 sites around the world in our traditional semester, or even 2-week travel classes as well. And in that, maybe that's learning a specific subject while you're on a travel class, or giving back through community service, both here in Forest Grove and in the wider world as a whole. Our students are consistently listed in the President's Community Service Honor Roll, and we're very proud of the amount they give back to their community as they solve some of these worldwide problems. And to do all of this, we encourage our students, like I said, to apply through the Common Application. It's all online. That's the only application we use, and it's completely free. And once you apply through Pacific, you're also going to be applying for our opportunities for academic merit scholarship, ranging from $15,000 to $27,000 a year. And at Pacific, we have no in-state or out-of-state tuition or in-state or out-of-state scholarships. So students coming from Ohio are looking at the exact same opportunity as those students coming from Oregon. And we are test optional. So these academic merit scholarships and your admission opportunities do not take into account test scores. If you want to send them in because you're very proud of them, great, include them. It can help you get a better scholarship, but it won't hurt you in any way not to send those in. As mentioned earlier, we do also offer our scholarship opportunities for music, dance, and theater. And we have amazing opportunities for you to either come to campus and visit on Fridays or virtually visit campus and earn a senior preview scholarship day for those of you who are seniors while learning more about Pacific. So if you do have any additional questions, please follow up with me directly. As I said, I'm going to be your admissions counselor. You can scan this little QR code here, email me at derrickn@pacificu.edu, and I'll also drop all of my contact information into the chat. But thank you all for listening and learning a little bit about becoming a boxer.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, next up we have the University of Oregon.
Hello, welcome. We're going to stay in the beautiful state of Oregon. So thanks, Derek. So hi, my name is Alejandra. I'm an admissions counselor here at the University of Oregon. I'm also a proud alumna. So I did graduate just a little while back in 2019. Fun fact about me, my major was in environmental studies with a focus in secondary education and a minor in media studies. So perfect formula for what I'm doing, right? But today is not about me, it's about you all. So first and foremost, thank you all so much for joining us today here. We'll just go ahead and get started. But before we start about the U of O, we're gonna do a land acknowledgement. So the University of Oregon is located on Kalapu'i, the traditional homelands of the Kalapu'i people. Following treaties between 1851 and 1855, Kalapu'i people were dispossessed of their indigenous homeland by the United States government and forcibly moved to the Coast Reservation in Western Oregon. Today, their descendants are citizens of the Confederate Tribes of the Grand Ronde Community of Oregon and the Confederate Tribes of Siletz Indians of Oregon. And they continue to make important contributions in their communities at the UO and across the land now referred to as Oregon. With the University of Oregon, here's a beautiful state. Who's going to do some more geography for you all. So we are located in Eugene, where you see that big yellow O there. We're the second largest city in the state of Oregon, but the University of Oregon campus is kind of nestled in the most eastern part of the city. So we have all those wonderful resources and benefits from that large city, but we also have our own little nest, is what I like to call it, with that small college kind of feel. We have a small intimate airport in Eugene. I think the longest wait time I've had to be is like a whopping 90 seconds. It's a pretty fast-paced process when we come to that, right? But never fear, we also have Portland International Airport, which is just 2 hours to the north of us. It's ranked the top, airport in the nation for many years, and we also have different shuttling services for our students to utilize. So that's also a great opportunity there. Fun fact for you all, we have roughly around 700 different students from the Midwest here attending the University of Oregon. If you didn't know, we're about an hour drive from the Pacific Ocean and an hour drive from the Cascade Mountain Range. So if you really wanted to, you could ski in the morning, come back to Eugene, have some lunch, and surf in the same day. We offer 250 miles of walking, hiking, and biking trails for our students in our community to utilize. So the state of Oregon also is so diverse when it comes to all its different types of ecosystems that we have offered. So like Columbia River Gorge, the Wallowas Crater Lake, which is one of the many wonders of the world here. So we definitely encourage y'all to be outside. So the University of Oregon at a glance, we're the #1 green city based on factors of air quality, recycling, bike transportation, and so much more. Size and structure, we have roughly around 18,000 undergraduates and students from all 50 states with roughly 100 different countries. We're a medium-sized university, so not too big, not too small, a perfect Goldilocks institution is what I like to call us. Average class size is only 36, median is about 20, and our student to faculty ratio currently is 16:1. So it may be smaller than some of your classes you're currently taking. The UO is a Tier 1 research university. We're a member of the Association of American Universities. There's roughly around 62 members with parts in US and Canada, and we're recognized for outstanding reason for excellence in research and education programs. What this just really means is that we love having those hands-on learning opportunities for our students because we are that research-based university. Sometimes when students think about research, all they think about is lab coats and test tubes. I was there with you. There's actually research going across all our different schools and disciplines here, whether that is journalism, College of Design with architecture. There's so many opportunities that you don't really think about. Roughly, we have around 73% of our students engage in some kind of research. So whether that's writing an essay, a research paper, conducting an experiment, or even being a test subject. So there's a lot of different things and variables that come into play with that. Some notable majors that we have are business, architecture, psychology, journalism, biology, but we offer more than 300 different academic programs to choose from. We're really here to find your best fit for your success. We also are part of the NCAA. We're a part of Division I in the Pac-12, right? So sports are a part of our identity. We definitely embrace that as we hosted the Olympic trials, for track and field just a little while back. Wow. So yeah, definitely different opportunities for y'all here at the U of O, and this is just a small picture of what that might look like. Here at the U of O, we are a top 20 when it comes into public university for graduating underrepresented students. That is something that I hold pride in true because I can witness that firsthand from that firsthand experience of being an underrepresented in my previous life, right here. There's so many different opportunities, academic research, resources, and different cultural support are abundant here at the U of O. We offer 300 different plus student-led clubs and organizations. They're going to range from multicultural to activity, hobby-based programming. If there's only one piece of advice that you get from me during this presentation is to go and find your home away from home or that sense of community belonging at that institution, wherever you decide to go, because it's going to make that college or university just seem that much smaller. Let's say you're really passionate about puzzles and you also want students who also share the same passion as puzzles, you could join the Rubik's Cube Club. That's a real thing, not that it has to be, but just know that there's different opportunities out there waiting for you. Here's a little bit of our deadlines, so you can apply through the Common App, the Coalition, or our Oregon application. We offer holistic review when it comes to the U of O, so we're looking at GPA, grade trend, academic courses, course rigor, activities, work, volunteering, but just know you are more than just a number here at the U of O. November 1st is our early action deadline, and then as long as your file is complete by November 15th, you'll hear back with a response no later than December 15th, which is a nice holiday present to you and your family. If you missed that, no worries, no repercussions. The next deadline is going to be January 15th. All of our different scholarships are going to be available using this website here, but we offer merit-based, some that are non-merit, some that require additional application, and some that are automatically considered. So just make sure you check in there. But if you learn anything else, please reach out, connect. We want to make sure that we're keeping that line of communication with y'all. We want to be here as a resource to make this process as stressless as possible. But with that, thank you so much, and I will turn it back to you, Chelsea.
Thank you so much. All right, next up we have the University of Bradford.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. I really appreciated those last two. I'm from Portland, Oregon originally, so it was really nice for me to see all those trees. But really nice to be here. Thank you everybody for joining. My name is Jake Reckford. I represent the University of Bradford. It's easy to remember, Reckford at Bradford. Bradford is in the United Kingdom. It's in England. And so today I'm going to talk a little bit about the university and the city of Bradford and a little bit about why I study in the UK. So in general, UK higher education offers 3-year bachelor's degrees, and if done consecutively with an extra year, you can get a master's degree in some programs. So great option for students who know what they want to study and want to get in and out quickly compared to what they would be doing in the US. Most UK institutions accept US financial aid. So if you were going to fill out a FAFSA, it would be accepted over there, just the same as it would here in the US. You can apply via Common App to Bradford and many UK schools, or you can also apply using UCAS, which is the UK's version of Common App. The reasons to study in the UK for somebody of college going age, or that it's easy to go travel to other countries in the UK and in Europe. It's just a quick train ride or flight away. And one thing I think US students should really know about is that it's standard for students to have single bed accommodations in their dorms. Students, sleep in a room by themselves, but oftentimes share a bathroom and a kitchen. Additionally, degrees in the UK are internationally recognized, so you wouldn't have any problem finding employment afterwards. We would help with obtaining a post-study work visa or an internship if you did decide to stay in the country and work and utilize some of the connections that the university has with local economies. And sort of generally talking about why to go to the UK is that employers see more than just a degree, right? They see that you spent 3 or more years living in another culture, eating the food, meeting people, creating friendships that are going to last a long time. And this kind of thing really shows that, a job candidate has strong independence. They can deal with ambiguity and bureaucracy and can deal with setbacks. You can operate in multiple currencies and really that you have intercultural competence. You know how to work constructively with people from all over the world. And certainly Bradford is a very international place. So the last thing I'll say about the studying in the UK is that it does offer all the same support, community, and extracurriculars of US institutions. You'll feel right at home. You'll have an academic advisor, friends from the dorms, dining hall experiences. There's just no American football or homecoming or Greek life. So on to University of Bradford. Our location is in the north of England, in the Yorkshire region. We are about 20 minutes away from Leeds, so you would fly into the Leeds Bradford International Airport. Our campus is located about 10-minute walk from downtown. We are located in a large city, and so we're considered an urban campus, although campus itself is really just a self-contained unit in the city. It's about 10,000 students, 20% of that is international and 80% is undergraduate. So the city of Bradford itself is very diverse. There's a lot of immigrant communities that have come from places like South Asia, the Middle East, Sub-Saharan Africa. And so, as a US student, you'll be exposed to a ton of people from all over the world, not just international students, but people that are currently living in Bradford. Bradford is one of the fastest growing youth populations in the UK and has a history of being a cultural destination. It's the UNESCO's first city of film. It's home to a lot of TV and film productions like Peaky Blinders, Downton Abbey, Harry Potter, and it has all the same amenities and fun things to do that any young and vibrant city would have. And one last thing to say about the city, it's known as the curry capital of the UK because we have the best Indian and Pakistani food outside of those countries. As far as programs, what to study, I'll quickly go through it. All this information can be accessed on our website. We are mostly STEM-focused institution, so a lot of our highly ranked programs are in things like engineering, health sciences, life sciences. You can see just some examples of the programs we have here on this page. And I would also mention the Faculty of Management is a triple accredited business school, and the Peace and Conflict Studies Center is the oldest in the UK. So students interested in conflict resolution and security studies, peace studies, things like that, will find a great home at Bradford. So for US students, it's about $21,000 to $29,000 a year in tuition, but that's offset by one of the cheapest costs of living in the entire UK. As I mentioned, we do accept US financial aid and we have scholarships available. Pictured here is the green, which is our student living community. International students are guaranteed admission to spend at least 1 year at the green when they are admitted. Our Common App application and UCAS application deadline is January 20th, and we need 1 SAT, ACT, or 2 AP tests. So lastly, I'll just leave you with my information. My name is Jake Reckford. Again, you can use that QR code to access our US entry page and find out a little bit more about the institution. I really hope you all get a chance to come to Bradford, England in general, or the UK, and at least consider international education as part of your plans. As I mentioned, there's a whole world to discover and a lot you can add to your resume that's not just a degree. So thank you all for your time. I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And we have Marshall University up next.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Victoria Jafrida. I'm here with Marshall University. We're located in Huntington, West Virginia. And I'll quickly get into this for you all. So just some things I feel set Marshall apart from other schools. First up, mid-sized campus. This was something I really didn't think about at first when I was looking for schools, what size campus I wanted to be at, but mid-size was definitely the one for me. I always tell students we have all the perks of a bigger university, with nationally ranked and accredited programs, a beautiful campus, and Division I athletics, but the perks of a smaller university with smaller class sizes and more one-on-one opportunities. We don't have a classroom at Marshall that holds more than 30 students, so you're definitely guaranteed to have those smaller class sizes. Which leads me to the family-like atmosphere. This is something that you hear Marshall alumni talk about a lot and something that really draws students to our university. It's really easy to find your home or your new family at Marshall, and we have students from all 50 states and a ton of different countries that come make up our diverse population and help everyone find their family. Affordability. So Marshall's merit-based scholarships really help cut down on the cost of tuition at Marshall. These are really easy to obtain. We just ask for your transcript when you apply, and we'll base those merit-based scholarships off of that. We do super score for scholarships, and they're renewable for up to 4 years. Next, those Division I athletics I mentioned. We recently won the national championship in soccer, which we're super excited about. Football has a rich history at Marshall and is always fun to watch, as well as basketball. We're about to get a new baseball stadium. So sports are definitely thriving at Marshall, and attending football games and basketball games were some of my favorite memories of being a student. So I always encourage students to take advantage of that today. Finally, we have over 150 plus majors to choose from. I'm going to quickly get into our 7 different colleges and explain more about some of those. So we have our College of Arts and Media. These are going to be all of our journalism majors, as well as theater, music, and visual arts. All of these programs are going to be super hands-on. We have a brand new visual arts center. We just added musical theater to our list of majors. And then we have a student-run newspaper, broadcast news station, and radio station on campus. Next up is going to be our Lewis College of Business. Our College of Business just got a $25 million donation from one of our alumni. So we're about to get a brand new facility for that. So we're super excited. We're also accredited. Next up is our College of Education and Professional Development. Marshall actually became a teaching college in 1837. So we've been teaching teachers for quite some time. And a lot of our education programs are nationally ranked. Next up, our College of Engineering and Computer Sciences. This college has a brand new facility on campus. I always encourage students to come do a campus tour so they can check that out. As you can see, this is a really hands-on college. Next up is going to be College of Health Professions. This is probably one of our most popular colleges. It has Both of our nursing majors, athletic training, physical therapy, dietetics, medical lab science, medical imaging, and a bunch of others. Next is going to be our College of Liberal Arts. I always recommend this to students who enjoy reading and writing. A lot of these majors are going to be right up your alley. It has majors like psychology, sociology, and anthropology. Also a really good college for any students wanting to pursue law school. None of our majors are specifically pre-law, but a lot of our students like to major in things like communications, history, or political science. They do get a pre-law advisor who can help them with their LSATs as well. Finally, our College of Science. This is the college students are put into if they want to be pre-med, pre-vet, pre-pharmacy, pre-dentistry. They would major in things like biology or chemistry. Marshall also has a medical school, a pharmacy school, a physician's assistant program, and a physical therapy program. All of these professional schools have early assurance programs. So if you do well in our undergraduate degrees, you could be admitted to those professional programs without having to do like an interview or an MCAT or a PCAT. Also in this college are environmental science majors, as well as criminal justice, forensics, and some math majors as well. Next up, these are just some links that you can further explore Marshall. So marshall.edu/experience is going to bring you to all of our virtual or in-person options. We are doing campus tours Monday through Friday. We have a 9 a.m. and a 1 p.m. available. We also have green and white days, which are our preview days. These you just kind of get more in the day than just a standard campus tour. You get the tour, you get lunch on campus, and you also get to experience our academic showcase, which is where all of our colleges and majors set up like a college fair. So I definitely recommend those. Next up, marshall.edu/scholarships. I mentioned some of those merit-based scholarships earlier. We have those as well as our scholarship portal. After you're admitted, you can access this portal and it will basically be like a big questionnaire. But after you fill out all of your information, it will pull out all of the scholarships you're eligible for at Marshall. So instead of you having to dig through our scholarships and kind of see what relates to you, we will tell you. And for most of those, you can apply with just a click of a button. So we definitely make finding scholarships super easy. Finally, marshall.edu/apply is our online application. If you apply directly through our website right now, it is free. And that is all I have for you. If you would like to stay up to date with us, we do have Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you. Okay, and we have Fairmont State University.
Hi guys, my name's Teresa. I'm an admissions counselor with Fairmont State University in Fairmont, West Virginia. Just to tell you guys a little bit about where we're located, we are about 3.5 hours from Columbus, Ohio, or 3.5 hours from Cleveland. We're centered nicely in the north central part of West Virginia. Our campus does sit on 120 acres of tree-filled land. So during the fall time, it's my favorite time on campus because there are so many trees changing color, and it just makes it really for a great time on campus. We're also not too far from outdoor activities, so you can go hiking, biking, snowboarding, skiing, anything like that within a 2-hour drive from our campus. When it comes to our campus facilities, the center picture here shows what I consider the heart of our campus. That is our Falcon Center, or Student Recreation Center, which is also home to our dining hall, our Starbucks, Chick-fil-A, Chalaca, which is a Mexican-style restaurant, our fitness center, 7-lane lap pool, as well as our dining for our students that are on-campus residents, as well as commuter students. Also with our campus facilities, we do offer 5 different residence halls, 3 of which are considered traditional residence halls and 2 suite style. One of those suite style, called University Terrace, also does have apartment style living for upperclassmen. Typically, we allow students to apply for apartment style living during their sophomore, junior, senior years. We do have a 50-mile radius for requirement for online or on-campus living. So if you live outside that 50-mile radius from our campus, you are required to live on campus that first 2 years of your college career. We do offer over 100 different programs of study. This academic field of study breakdown for all of our majors is broke down by different colleges. So we do have the College of Business Aviation, College of Education, Health, and Human Performance, College of Nursing, which we do have the #1 nursing program in the state of West Virginia. We also have the College of Science and Technology, and then we have College of Liberal Arts. One of our unique programs that falls under the College of Liberal Arts is our National Security Intelligence. So if you're interested in that alphabet soup, which is FBI, CIA, DEA, things like that, that is definitely a pathway to look into. Also, we do have aviation. We're one of the only universities in the state of West Virginia having aviation. Marshall, that you guys heard from earlier, they also do have the starts of an aviation program as well. So definitely check both of our campuses out for that. There is a quick QR code here to tell you more about our academics. When it comes to our sports, we are in the NCAA Division II. We do have 17 sports between men and women. If you are a student that enjoys sports but don't want to do competitive sports, you do get free admission to all of our home games on our campus. If you like to get involved in sports and athletics, but don't want to just attend, you want to still play some, we do have our intramurals and club sports. We also do have over 50 different clubs and organizations on our campus, as well as an active Greek life that is going on our campus. We do not have housing for Greek life, but many of our students do live in the residence halls or close proximity to our campus. When it comes to cost and value, being students from Ohio, you guys actually qualify for what is called a Metro tuition. With that Metro tuition, you get a little over $5,000 discounted off of what a typical out-of-state student is paying. Also new this semester that is going to be continuing is an additional merit scholarship for those Metro students. This is going to get you an additional $1,000 scholarship that is renewable every year for 4 years. So for that, you would be required to have a 3.5 GPA or higher with a 24 on your ACT or an 1160 on your SAT. We can definitely talk more about that if you come to campus for a campus visit or want to do a virtual visit. Now, I know you guys want to all be welcomed home to Fairmont State. So to get admission to our campus for fall 22, we are test optional. You're required to have at least a 2.0 overall GPA. All you got to do is go to fairmontstate.edu/apply. You'll submit your application. There's no requirement of a foreign language, no requirement of an essay, and the application is free on our website at all times. So make sure you fill that out and then you submit your transcript. We can get a decision out to you pretty quickly after we receive your high school transcript. Then you'll be able to accept that offer. And also we can discuss your merit scholarship or other scholarship opportunities that you could have with Fairmont State. Again, my name is Teresa Twig. I'm one of the admission counselors in our office. Ryan Lawler is the other admission counselor that works directly with our Ohio-based students. You guys can always scan that code there on the screen. That'll take you to sign up for more information. And I'll also put some quick links in our chat box. Feel free to call, text me. My phone number is 304-612-4358. I always have my work cell phone with me. Thank you guys so much for your time. Have a great night.
Awesome. Thank you so much for all the information. All right, that is going to conclude the presentation portion of our session. But now I'd like to welcome all of our presenters back on screen so we can do a quick question and answer and kind of hear from you all one more time before we sign off for the evening. So we're going to go through and ask the same question of each individual in the same order it was presented. So we're going to start with the University of Akron, and I'm going to ask, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process now?
Apply for as many external scholarships as possible. Every university is only going to give you so much money. I know everyone wants to minimize those amounts of student loans they need. So apply for all those scholarships you can possibly find. Spending 1 hour on an essay is better than taking out a loan you have to pay back forever.
Awesome. Thank you. Pacific University, Oregon, what is your advice?
So I always like to tell families and students not to focus on one word. So colleges have this really annoying habit where we will rename anything we possibly can just so we sound unique. And so if you're looking for a specific major, a specific program, a specific scholarship, you're going to miss out on other schools who might have that same opportunity to just name something different. So really simple, once you figure out what you might want to study, just hit Google and say, what else is this major called? And you'll find a lot of other opportunities for you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. University of Oregon.
Such a good one, Derek. Yeah, I would say that find those connections, find those trusted adults, find those counselors, whether that's in your community, whether that's a family member. Go and find those connections. If it's not someone, that come to one of us. This is our job. This is what we love to do. We want to connect with you all. We want to make this process as stressless as possible. No question is too big. No question is too small. We're here to guide you through this process because we also have those trusted adults or family members to go to as well. So we definitely want to be that for you. So reach out, make those connections. A lot of us, put our contact information on the screen, had those QR codes. A lot of our phones are like text enabled too. Shoot us a text message. But yeah, that's definitely my piece of advice for y'all.
Thanks so much. University of Bradford, what is your advice?
So my advice would be to start at the end of your college experience, or even 5 years beyond that, and think about, the person who you are, what your job is, where you're living, what kind of people do you hang out with, and start moving your way back. What school is going to help me obtain this? What location? What kind of program? And then once you kind of have your goals mapped out, finding the right school for you will be a lot easier.
Definitely. Thank you. Marshall University, what is your advice?
Can't stress enough visiting college campuses, especially if you're between a couple campuses or between a couple schools or not quite sure, or if you are for sure where you want to go but haven't visited yet. You don't want to get there for the first day of class and realize it wasn't what you expected. So definitely do college visits for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you. And Fairmont State University, what are your thoughts?
So kind of rounding out what everybody said, definitely use your admission counselors. Like Alejandra said, this is our job. We love to work with students. We want to see you be able to get that end goal. So we want to do everything that we can, not just, for our university, but just to make sure that you're getting on that correct path. And also reiterating what Victoria said about campus visits, definitely getting out there.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. And I appreciate everyone going through and answering those great information there. Alrighty. So with that being said, that is going to wrap up our session together. So a big thank you to all of our presenters for your time, your information. This has been a lot of fun learning on my end anyway. And thank you to our participants for being here with us this evening. When you close this window, there will be a link to a quick survey. If you don't mind filling that out, we appreciate any feedback you can provide. You'll be able to find this session's recording as well as the other recordings at strivescan.com/Ohio. And we really, really appreciate you being with us this evening. Have a good night and have a good weekend.
Bye.